All right. So as I shared on how I got here, and as I shared how creating that video took so much out of me, I'm gonna share why it took so much out of me. But I already shared that actually. I'm gonna share on why was I so ashamed of that, right? And it's just based on how I grew up in Honduras. There was a beautiful picture painted of my outside reality, and I'm sure people can relate to this. I went to private school over there. Um, Life wasn't that bad over there, but my dad was here. He was working. Um, but we had a lot of like support. Like our family was always there for us. So that was cool. But living in Honduras, I think I live better than most people. That's just the reality of it. We're not rich. I just come from a very hardworking family. That gave me a life where it looked so unrealistic in a sense where like it seemed like we had money, but that was not the reality. Um, so with that being said, how does that apply to shame? So that applies to shame because one of the things that my family definitely portrayed was just perfection, constantly perfection. So any form of embarrassment and humility, it was different. I felt embarrassed. I'm like, why am I experiencing this, right? But and then being an immigrant in the U.S. was like that was the most humiliating thing for me. Um, and I wasn't the only one going through that. There were so many other people that struggle with that. But I created like this vision was created of me, and then it was just like perfection. And as I got older, it was never good enough of whatever I did. I was always so hard on myself and not loving myself the way that I should have. Um, I don't want to say life has been tough. Life has been beautiful, but it definitely has been a struggle in the past of truly believing in myself. So that's why my teachings are so ego based. And I don't want to make it ego based. The reason why it's so ego based is because I'm consciously aware of who I am today. I'm aware of my ego. I'm aware of what I'm capable of, and I think that's the most important thing. I have a full understanding of who I am as a person, right? So for me, it's understanding my ego and knowing that I have an ego, but most importantly, knowing that ego that ego helps me to develop that self confidence within. But it all comes back to the source, God, right? Without God, I am nothing. That's just the reality. So my thing is putting God first before anything, um, right? And then sometimes it's human to forget and let your ego get in the way. Um, we're just as humans, we're all ego driven. That's just the reality. That's just human nature. We want more. We want to progress, and we just want to do better for ourselves. That's just the reality. So that's for me. Like I want to do better. I want to be a better person. And I am a good person. So, but then the reality of it, it's like for me is understanding that it's not on my time. It's on God's time because God knows my heart better than anybody in this world, right? So God's gonna give me what I want when I need it, not when I want it, when I need it. Okay, so that's where patience comes into play. So I'm getting a little off topic. But yeah, guys, it was just shame based on my experience as a little kid, growing up very. I don't want to say privileged, but yeah, I grew up like everything was perfect. But in reality, it was never perfect. We came to America because we needed to come here. One, for a better life for me. Two, my mom, she wanted to work. She wanted to be with my dad. We all wanted to be together. And then coming to the U.S. is when I saw the struggle, from apartment to apartment. But even then, they still tried giving me such a good life. And I am so grateful for my parents. I'm so grateful for my family. If it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be the man I am becoming. So I don't use my past as a crush, which I did for a long time. Growing up, especially like as a teen, I was fucking drinking. I drank from 12 to 19. I hated my life. But I've come to understand the gifts that I have of life. I understand that everything that's been given to me is a gift. I've been able to experience such a beautiful life. So, with that being said, I'm grateful for what I have today. And truth is, there was a point where I wasn't grateful. And it comes to the reality of it all is that God gave me more than I've ever asked for. So that's the beauty of life. And yeah, guys, that's all I got. I hope you guys will get something out of this. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. Have a beautiful day. Bye.